Hello everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well, but if you're one of those struggling to learn complex subjects, I'm here to offer a possible solution while taking another walk with Bauer down the street. This time he's better behaved, so it'll be easier to focus. In the video about the 10 reasons why you can't study, I mentioned the Feynman method and said I would dive deeper into it and other concepts soon. So that's exactly why I'm here today. I want to explain how this method works and show you 8 examples of it in action. So stick around until the end if you want to learn a really effective study method. I guarantee you, explaining things to others is the best way to remember anything, especially if you're explaining it to a child. Oops, spoiler? Spoiler? Not really. I've talked about this before, haven't I? But let me remind you what it is. The Feynman method is a learning technique created by Richard Feynman, a physicist and Nobel Prize winner. He developed this approach to learn and explain concepts in a clear and efficient way. This method is incredibly useful for anyone who wants to understand a subject more easily and avoid the illusion of knowledge. Sometimes our difficulty in understanding something isn't really about our ability to comprehend. It's about how the information is presented. That's why this method is so effective. When we take a complex idea and turn it into something simple, we grasp the core of the subject. So let's break down how the method works. It consists of 4 steps. 1, choose a topic you want to study and write its name at the top of a sheet of paper. 2, explain it in your own words as if you were teaching a 5 or 6-year-old child. The idea is to simplify it using basic words and concrete examples, ones that even someone with little life experience could understand. You should avoid jargon and complicated technical terms as much as possible, okay? 3, identify gaps in your knowledge. Look at the parts you couldn't explain clearly. These are the areas you don't fully understand. Go back to your study materials, learn more, and refine your explanation. 4, simplify even further. Use basic analogies to make the concept as accessible as possible. Always remember, you're teaching a child with no prior knowledge of the topic. Why does this method work? It forces you to actively process the information instead of just reading or memorizing. It helps you quickly identify gaps in your understanding. It improves long-term retention since using simple words and examples helps your brain organize information better. It makes any subject more accessible. Simplifying complex ideas is a sign of true understanding. And now, here are 8 examples of complex concepts explained in a simple way, as if to a child. 1, electricity complex concept. Electrons move through conductors, creating an electric current. Simple explanation. Imagine electricity is like a slide full of marbles. The marbles, electrons, roll down the slide, wire, and make things work, like lamps and video games. But for them to move, someone has to push the marbles at the top, the power outlet, or battery. 2, economic inflation. Complex concept. When too much money circulates, prices rise because money loses value. Simple explanation. Imagine you and your friends love ice cream, and a popsicle costs 1 coin. But suddenly everyone gets a bunch of coins. Now everyone wants more ice cream, but the ice cream seller only has a few popsicles. So he decides to charge 5 coins per popsicle to make more money and sell only to those willing to pay more. In this case, money lost value because there's too much of it, but not enough things to buy. 3, black holes complex concept. A region in space with gravity so strong that not even light can escape. Simple explanation. Think of a sink drain where water spins and disappears. If you drop a little leaf nearby, it gets pulled in and vanishes. Now imagine a much bigger hole in space that sucks everything in, even light. That's a black hole, and nothing that enters it can come back out. 4, DNA and genetics complex concept. DNA contains the instructions to create and maintain a living being. Simple explanation. Think of DNA like a cookbook. This book has all the instructions to make you, your hair color, the size of your fingers, even how your body works. Everyone has a slightly different book, which is why we're all unique. 5, artificial intelligence complex concept. A computer system that learns patterns and makes decisions based on them. Simple explanation. Imagine you have a robot that loves playing Find the Toy. At first it knows nothing, but every time it gets the toy right, you give it a cookie. Over time, it learns to find the toy faster. AI does the same. It learns from trial and error until it gets really good at something. 6, gravity complex concept. The force that makes objects attract each other. Simple explanation. Imagine a trampoline with a heavy ball in the middle. The trampoline sinks, and if you put smaller balls around it, they roll toward the big one. In space, planets and stars do the same thing. They pull everything nearby because they're huge. 7. Blockchain and Bitcoin complex concept. A digital system where transaction records are securely stored and decentralized. Simple explanation. Imagine you and your friends write down every sticker trade you make in a giant notebook. But instead of one notebook, each person has a copy. If someone tries to lie and say they traded a sticker they didn't, everyone else will see that it's not true. Bitcoin uses this kind of digital notebook to record money transactions without needing a bank. 8. Photosynthesis complex concept. The process by which plants use sunlight to produce energy. Simple explanation. Plants are like magic chefs. They take sunlight, mix it with water and air, and make their own food. It's like they have a superpower that turns sunlight into energy to grow. So that's it, everyone. Simplifying is an art. I highly recommend using this method because it's incredibly effective. If you liked this tip, don't forget to like and share it to motivate me to make more content. I promise to bring more tips on health, wellness, and studying to improve your life, while Bauer keeps wandering around like a moving block of ice. Have a fantastic day, and see you soon.